Morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.
So good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. My name is Stephen Reese, of course, and we're here until 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning. Tuesday means we got Seth Weil aboard joining us a little bit later on in the second hour. We also have two members of Voices in Blue, which is one of the groups that will be contesting the upcoming election, all right, for the association, the Police Service Association. So they're going to be joining us. They'll tell us what team VIB or Voices in Blue is all about. We also will talk a little bit about, boy, that rental clip, boy, I tried last night to cut that down, you know, boy. I really want people to hear the difference in rent paid versus what is on the master's list. It was tens of millions more, all right? And the other issue was the amount of rentals that did not have a lease. So we have apparently buildings that we're renting, but there is no lease and no cabinet approval, as the Prime Minister would have read from the Auditor General's report on Friday. You know, and she spoke of all those things. And I wanted you all to hear it, boy, but the entire section is like 14 minutes long, so it's real long. I'll see what I can do during the break to kind of cut it down. And maybe we'll just run a little piece of it just to give you a little idea. We won't run all of it, but just a little piece. And then we'll open the phone line and take some calls. Of course, there was the situation with the Commissioner of Police as well, and the recommendation by the Police Service Commission. We'll talk about that as well. Before we get to the second hour and we get to our interviews. But let's get into the news day. Shooting leaves woman dead and husband wounded. Finance Committee approves supplemental allocation, 119 million more for police. So, the Finance Committee approves supplemental allocation. The TTPS will receive $119,117,400 in supplementary allocations, among the largest increases granted during the June 16 Standing Finance Committee sitting in Parliament, as government moved to address what it said were urgent operational shortfalls across sectors ahead of the mid-year budget review. The increase, part of a wider $3.14 billion supplementation package, approved for 28 heads of expenditure, includes provisions for fuel, new police vehicles, recruitment and equipment, among them a $25 million allocation to complete the rollout of nearly 4,000 Huawei body cameras to frontline police officers by year end. You know, I would have liked Ola to take a look at that contract, you know, because I spoke about those body cameras. I can understand how 4,000 body cameras costing us $25 million, you know. I still can't understand it. But I know that was a contract that was initiated by the previous administration. But I thought they would have relooked that, you know, because you telling me 4,000, we worked that out, you know. We worked that out. That was a lot of money for a camera. How much it was, boy? I'm going to just double check that, yeah? Talking about $25 million divided by 4,000. You're talking about $6,250 a camera. Well, I compare into 4K cameras, something that you could go up online and search for and that kind of thing, eh? Anyway. So, in terms of the allocations at the media, the judiciary apparently will get another $50 million. The president, another $1 million. Auditor General, $4.9 million. Parliament will receive an additional $27.988 or $28 million. The Ministry of Education will receive $455 million. Health, $728.5 million. Labor, $55.6 million. Public Administration, $25 million. Works and Transport, $325 million. Housing and Urban Development, $25 million. Amongst others, the whole list is here. So this is another, what I said, 3.1 billion. Is it 3.1? I saw 3.14 billion additional money. Because somehow, some way, we managed to exhaust $60 billion between October and April. Trinidad had to be real sweet, eh? Yeah. You know, on the body camera issue, they say 970 are currently in use. Where? I would really like to know that. Where are 970 in use? Anyway, let me turn the page, eh? I get sick when I study how much money this country to spend. Late night shooting near DB roundabout. Woman shot dead, husband wounded. DB again, DB Penal. That area again. What is going on down there? I keep asking that question, eh? Police are yet to determine a motive for the late night shooting in DB on June 15, which claimed the life of 59-year-old Elizabeth Mary Leonard and also left her common-law husband, Premnath Inal, age 63, in hospital, nursing gunshot wounds. That story is on page 5. 32-year-old man shot dead in Arima. Tobago man's car destroyed by arson. No breakdown of fees for diving debt. Commissioner of Inquiry. Paria silent on how 5 attorneys split $8.4 million. Trinidad Sweeter? Paria Fuel Trading Company Limited has revealed it paid over $8.4 million in legal fees for representation at the Commission of Inquiry into the 2022 diving tragedy, but continues to withhold the exact fees paid to each lawyer involved. $8.4 million the lawyers get. They don't get paid, you know. But the families of the divers, they can't get paid. Election gimmickry come. They wanted to give them what? $1 million or some kind of thing, so? Where? That's the gimmick now. But the lawyers get $8.4 million. Magistrate dismisses immigration charges against 23 foreigners. Days after showers led to massive flooding, flood cleanup efforts ongoing. Multiple fires on Sunday being investigated. La Romaine man cleared of shooting charge. Roulette machine operator robbed at gunpoint. Labour supported government in power, but Warwick says there will be fire on Labour Day. Who Warwick is that, boy? Oh. Aussie Warwick, all right. That'll be fire on Labour Day. Fire for who? Senior attorney Annabelle Suklal has died. Kuva Baba robbed of over 10,000 during a break-in. Oh, I know going to say, well, he got in real here. If it's 10 grand he had, but it's $10,000 like worth of electrical items from his home in Kuva. 55-inch TV, welding plant, chop saw, another saw, a circular saw. He's a barber or a carpenter. Anyway. The former Prime Minister says anger in society being fueled by entitlement. Oh, God, Lord of mercy. You should be last to talk about entitlement. You should be last to talk. You understand? Anyway. It is Tuesday morning, so I have this package that I got. It says Nalini. I don't know what's in it. Huh? I know, yeah? No, this is not our package. It marks Stefan Rees on it. It didn't mark Stefan Rees and. It's Stefan Rees, full stop. Right? Look at right here. Let me show the audience before people feel a lying. Stefan Rees. All right? Good. I want them to just make sure. Let's see it. It's saying fragile. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's the address. Synergy TV, 19 Arapita Avenue. Right? Or let us leave my thing alone. I will open it in a timing. All right. Well, don't get excited in the back there. Calm down. Well, don't get excited tomorrow. Chef will be here. All right. So as we proceed, let me just remind you about Eden Heights. So Eden Heights Clinic, of course, one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. And they offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, helotherapy, limb bagging, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. And they also offer consultation services in live blood analysis, diabetes, child counseling, supplements, detox programs, arthritis, sport injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, knee, shoulder, back pain, and more. You could visit them at any one of their 3 locations in Trin City, Shogunas, or Tobago, and you could give them a call on 640-8985 or 613-7571. You could also WhatsApp them on 493-9196 or email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com. Also, want to remind you about Chef Shiraz. Do not forget that Chef has the Certificate in Culinary Arts program, which starts on the 29th of July. So you want to make sure and get yourself signed up for that. You have a little over a month to go, but don't wait till last minute. Get signed up as early as possible. Chef also has the Father's Day buffet menu. All right? Where, remember, he postponed this from Father's Day because I talked him into going to Guyana for the food festival, which he did not regret. And he is returning, well, he returned yesterday. I think he flew back in yesterday. and he will be here on Wednesday. He'll speak further to this, but on the 29th of June, all right, so, 29th of June, 29th of July, all right. If 29 jump up and he play with today, they will say, oh God, boy. So 29th of June, he's having the buffet menu for the Father's Day, so, you could still engage and, participate in this wonderful treat here for your father. And as you could see, you have starter, entree and sides. You have desserts, including cheesecake, creme caramel, assorted fruit cups, stir-fried basmati rice, lamb vindaloo, oh gosh, roasted five-spice chicken, oh gosh. All right, so it just getting me hungry, man. So for bookings, you can contact Chef on 372-4639 or 737-5097. We want to urge people, of course, to go out and support this $350 buffet. You understand? And children under 13 years will pay $175. So take the family out, make a day of it or an evening of it, an afternoon of it. It's from 12 noon to 2:30 p.m. And Chef will speak more about that tomorrow. Also, I want to remind you about Palm Star Promotion, because Palm Star Promotions is giving your little star a chance to shine live on national TV. It's the 4th annual National Spelling and Vocabulary Challenge, and it's set for July 12th at Lowlands Mall, and it's open to all primary school and homeschooled kids, standards 3 to 5, ages 9 to 12 plus. The top school with the most entries and points walks away with a desktop computer. Plus, there are chances to win tablets, medals, and much more. So buy a Kotese Kotela dictionary at Charon's in Tunapuna, Trincity, San Juan, or Diego Martin and get 5% off. You could register now, and you could visit Palm Star Promotions online or call Auntie Esther on 471-2604. And the dress code, remember, it's no uniforms, dress elegantly casual, and let's build confidence, one word at a time, only with Palm Star Promotions. Tobago, you're up. And finally, before we go to the break, I want to remind you about Flow. So at Flow, customers are at the heart of everything they do, and Flow is committed to keeping your rhythm flowing, all right, by being close when you need them and keeping you seamlessly connected. And no hurdles, no hassles, just round-the-clock support from people who understand what you need. With 24/7 WhatsApp assistance, an all-in-one self-service app that makes it easy to manage your account, and in-store support when you need a familiar face. Flow is now more accessible to you than ever before, and they know that you depend on them for service that just works. So they're always improving their network and always working diligently to minimize interruptions. And if there's ever a problem, they will do what it takes to make it right. So at Flow, they keep your rhythm flowing no matter what. And we're going to keep that vibe flowing. We're going to take our first break. When we return from that break, I'll see how best we could shorten that clip with the rentals. And I really want us to start throwing out some suggestions. Okay, we have a lot of taxpayers' dollars that are going into these rentals. What can we do? What can we do? I know that government has a lot of buildings that can be, utilized. What do we do? We're talking about almost $500 million in rentals, eh? Almost $500 million in rentals were paid in one fiscal year. We are talking about the Finance Committee now approving another $3.14 billion added to the $60 billion that was budgeted in September, October last year, which was supposed to be for an entire fiscal year, but somehow $60 billion, poof, gone, like it's nothing. And the Prime Minister also spoke about short-term employment as well, and how that figure increased going into the election, and how much money was paid out there. It's ridiculous, but stay tuned, we'll discuss.
I'm looking for a magic for this disaster of a wall?
You need a master plan.
A what?
Kaleidoscope Weathermaster Exterior Latex Emulsion. It stands up to our wicked sun and crazy rain. It shields against fading, protects against mildew, and is crack resistant. This paint so tough that it is tried and tested against British standards and formulated with European raw material.
Kaleidoscope Weathermaster Exterior Latex Emulsion, the premium outdoor paint that protects and shields against fading. Available at hardware and Kaleidoscope color shops nationwide.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TMT.
Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Let we go Vincy Mas this year. I don't hear everybody talking about the vibes, the all-inclusive party, the juve, the street parade, and the competitions in pan, mass, and calypso. And don't talk about soca monarch. It's real bad. And to top it off, Vincy Mas is easy on the pocket, but it's classy and very safe. So all you, let we go Vincy Mas this year is June 27th to July 8th, and we in that. Book your tickets and accommodations early. For more information, email info@vincymas.vc or find them on IG at Vincy_Mas, on Facebook at Vincy Mas, or log on to www.vincymas.vc. Let we go Vincy Mas 2025!
Most popular psychic and spiritual healer, Master Santosh Ji. Are you worried about the problems in your life? Are you facing problems in your relationship? Do you have problems in your job or business? Are you facing health issues? Then the only solution. Master Santosh Ji. He is an expert in palm, face, and horoscope reading. Know your future and change the way of your life. He is expert in solving problems related to love, relationship, job, health, finance, sexual, enemy, spiritual problem, many more. He removes all negativity and gives good luck. He is specialist in getting back loved ones and ex-love back. Get an effective solution for all your problems. Call Master Santosh Ji at +1 86838438844. Located in all over Trinidad and Tobago.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
To strengthen your immune system, you need to nourish your body with foods rich in antioxidants. Exercise regularly and build your immunity with supportive nutrients. That's why the experts at Jameson created products for immune support made with pure ingredients. For 100 years, Jameson has helped take care of you and your family. At Jameson, your wellness will always be our goal. Jameson, here for your health.
Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, is your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set to API standards. They offer a wide range of services in residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So, give them a call at 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, reinventing the standard of how we handle steel.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
All right, so we're back. Now we're 29 minutes past the hour, 6 o'clock. And we have a few developments here that took place during the Finance Committee approving the supplemental allocations ahead of the mid-year review. We have 119 million more for the police service. We have 455 million more for education. 728 million for health. 720, that is $750 million, right? For health. Well, I hope it improves, because what I saw in the paper here, 728 million asked for health as Minister reveals 5-year plan. In justifying his ministry's request for over $700 million in supplemental funding, Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo outlined on Monday government's 5-year plan to improve critical areas in the health care sector. All right? And it goes on to talk about the plan, which I don't want to take up too much time doing this morning, but I will open the phone line immediately. Now, in the context of what we'll open the phone line on, it's government expenditure, right? Your taxpayers' dollars at work. It is a shame. It is unforgivable for me that you could set a $60 billion budget for a fiscal year, and somehow in 6 months or thereabouts, that money is gone, or the vast majority of it. And the Prime Minister did say that in one of her first press conferences. She said that a lot of these ministries are reading zero, and they will have to go back now to the mid-year review to allocate monies to these ministries. And now we're seeing the kind of money going to jump out in terms of allocations towards these additional allocations towards these ministries. If I am not mistaken, the health ministry would have gotten an allocation in the billions, right? In September, October of last year. And we look at and another $750 million again going into health, right? And of course, we look at the healthcare system and we wonder, well, you know, is it improving? We're going forward, backward, we're in the same place, we're stuck in neutral, where are we? We're looking at $455 million more for education at a time where the education system itself, to me, needs to be reassessed. And not only that, but we have a huge school violence issue. So we're spending money on this education system, and yet we have a generation where some of these students, they ain't going to school to learn, right? So we have all this money that's going to be additionally allocated. And I want your thoughts on that. Now, on the rental issue, the Prime Minister mentioned that there was a master list, and on the master list, there is a certain amount of money, or the money that is supposed to be allocated is there, or the money that's supposed to be paid, it's there, the quantity of money for each rental, and the money that was actually paid. In some cases, we're looking at payments of $38 million in a year was paid in rent but on the master list, that rental, it's saying that rental is like $1.5 or $2 million. So we're looking at $30-something million in excess paid in rent for a property, right? That is the kind of information was in that clip. But I can't cut it down right now. I want to take calls before we get to 7 o'clock. But I want to make this point first. The other thing was the lease. In a lot of cases, there were buildings that rent was being paid, but there was no lease agreement. And on top of no lease agreement, no cabinet approvals. Now, why would you not renew a lease? My guess is very simple. Because you want to hold your landlord to ransom. So in other words, we'll pay you the rent, but you'll get it when you get it. Right? So when you pay in late now, the landlord can't make no noise, because if they make noise, remember it had no lease agreement in place. So I could threaten to leave. In which case, you're going to be looking at significant losses. Right? So it's kind of, when you see those kind of things happening, where people renting a property, but it had no lease agreement, right? In terms of a government to private, arrangement, most likely I would imagine that would be the situation. Is that I go hold it a ransom and I go pay you when I feel to pay you, right? Anyway, let me just get back in. Let me go to the phone lines, because we have about 20 minutes here to take some calls. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Stefan. As far as I know, if you don't have a lease, you go month to month. So, anyway, this thing with Marvelous Marvin, it's really amazing. You don't know the difference between a primary question and a supplementary question.
Oh, that was from the clip from yesterday.
And the Minister of Finance, he don't know something no longer in court.
Yeah.
How come these people not in jail? All this thing that going on, the bottom line is I waiting to see who going in jail, That's what I waiting to see, because you remember a man named Calderhart?
Yeah.
Call the heart living his best life, I don't know wherever, but not in Trinidad, I'm certain. But what is really going on? I waiting to see who going to jail. That's what I waiting for. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
All right, no problem. Thanks a lot. We're going again. Hello, morning.
Good morning, Stefan. How you going?
What's going on, man? Talk to us.
Cool. Stefan, for 10 years, I listened to a budget read in the parliament. And after the budget was read and thing, the finance minister never didn't make too much of this statement, but I heard this statement made many times by the prime minister, probably after every budget, that the majority of the money that's allocated in the budget is going to recurring expenditure, mostly paying salaries.
Yes,
I would really like to find out the exact figure, down to the probably $1,000 or $1 million. Of that $60 million that was allocated for the last 10 years every time, that was really gone to paying salaries. And how much remained and where that money went to. And something had to be wrong between this country, but to absorb that kind of nonsense over and over and over. Because when you hear all these kind of money that are allocated for rentals, which was like 20 million, and then you hear 45 million paid, 10 million, 30 million paid, 5 million, 15 million paid. You know, that extra money, that wasn't recurring expenditure. So these people are still outside there free. And let me tell you, in 3 years, with the kind of money this country have, they could build a $10 million building for each ministry in this country, and it would be owned by the government.
By the government.
That you don't have to pay that rental again. Yeah. Or build something like a Pentagon or some kind of thing and house everybody inside there in a strategic location in Trinidad and Tobago that will be accessible without all this other big traffic and thing. And problem solved. Have a good morning. Take care. Later. I'm going to play Money and Thief 22. Later.
All right, man, no problem. Oh, God, I back on the inside. All right, fellas, I said it all something here. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, morning.
Morning, Stefan. How are you?
I'm fine. Go ahead.
Stefan, I have a little, after listening to them in Parliament Friday, I have a little touch of sympathy for Miss Penny, you know. Miss Penny is the only one demonstrating some sort of shame. It's shame, that woman, shame why she didn't say nothing, you know. But them others have no shame, and you have to have testicles, it seems, because it's most of them tight pants and small pin and whoever that have the most to say. Like she's saying to herself, all you make the mess, even though I'm culpable by association, all you saw is the one was the head and everything of the mess, all you clean it up now. Take the shame, take the egg on all your face. And they're talking so much about the Children Life Fund, they're shutting down this and shutting down that. Who was marking the budget when they were spending on Mr. Coffee? Who was marking that? They spared no expense on Mr. Coffee, but you want to shortchange people children and let them dead. What happened to these people, boy? Yeah. So Miss Penny, she have a little shame. That's why she not showing up for some of these things, because she know they should show up with duct tape on them out. All of them. Say nothing.
All right, my darling, no problem. Thanks a lot. Fellas, yeah, use those, rotate those for me. Right? And just to let you know, I'll take this call and then I will give all of the figures, eh? Hello, good morning.
A very, very good morning to you, Stefan.
Morning.
Nice. One thing I have to say, and it bothered me, is Faris talking about people calling on Facebook, people saying, Padarat, they call him the little butcher because people, jobs is on the chopping block. He said 2 people stop him and tell him, boy, they're worried that their jobs is on the chopping block from the little butcher. When the big butcher chopped 7,000 people in Petrotrin, Faris didn't have a problem. That man's sick, all the best.
Yeah, man. No problem. Just before I go to the next call, right? I was talking about the extra money that will be allocated towards education and health, right? In the last budget, as of September 30th, 2024, in the budget that was set for $59.741 billion, all right? Health got the largest piece of the pie with $7.571 billion. They will now get 700 and, is it 28 or so? 728? They will now get an additional $728 million. That would put a fiscal year budgetary allocation for the Ministry of Health over $8 billion. And I want people to understand this, you know. And it's no fault of theirs why they have to go back and ask for this type of money, because there was money allocated to these ministries in September 30th, 2024 in a $60 billion budget. Where did that money go? Where did where did $7.571 billion of taxpayers' dollars go between September 2024 and April 2025? Then education, right? Health was followed by education and then national security. The education ministry was allocated last year when Imbut announced the budget, presented the budget. The education ministry was given $7.512 billion. They are now getting $455 million more to see them through the rest of the fiscal year. Where that $7.512 billion went between September 2024 and now, and well, April. Then you had the National Security Ministry, which was the third largest allocation in the budget at $6.113 billion. They will now receive $119 million more for the police. Right? I don't see if any other arm of national security is receiving more money here as it is laid out, but I'll go back to the phone lines. But that should be worrying to every citizen in this country. All I understand the kind of money we're talking about here. All I know is $8 billion. Morning.
Morning, Stefan. How we doing?
Yeah, man. I cool, man.
Well, your question earlier was, why would I rent a building without a lease and pay rentals without lease? And in light of all of this overpayment where there's no agreement with the master list to the actual figures paid, I guess we're on the same page with that, right?
Yeah.
No, what if I don't get my share? How you expect to get rent? You have no lease. You have no lease. I want my piece. Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have no lease and I don't get my piece, that's it.
Yeah.
So there's an open and shut case. The new commissioner of police, I hope he watches this program. Easy. Talk to the landlords. You will fix that up.
Yeah,
and then after you can talk to the drug lords. They might be one and the same.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yep. Morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, morning.
Morning, Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, my brother,
Morning,
go
Mr.
ahead.
Stefan. When the budget is initially read, economists and the opposition questioned the amount of money the state was asking for at that time. And they questioned the deficit. And they said the deficit is much larger than this because the price of oil and gas the budget budgeted for.
Ved Siriram was
a bigger shortfall.
Ved Siriram
have a bigger shortfall.
Ved Siriram mentioned that on several occasions, that the minister keeps saying the deficit is X amount, but the deficit is actually closer to 10 or $11 billion. Go ahead.
Right. So this mid-year review comment asks for $3 billion. 99% of the ministers who speaking at this committee say this is nothing for no new projects, you know. It's recurrent expenditure. We ain't building nothing new.
Yeah.
We think they're going to figure they're going to be asking for is the money for the laptops. That is anything new.
Right.
Right? Right. Because you know how our government has worked, right? I'm going to tell you how our government has worked. The state has created policy and the public servants has implemented. Has
Yeah.
got money to create for policy.
Right.
Nobody can create no policy and implement it in 3 months. They can roll out in 3 months.
Right.
I when I watch a lot of ministers' Facebook page, especially Ms. JJ, she on the field, she on Tobago. She trying to get the place running smooth and cleaning up the place. Nothing new has been built. So this shortfall was created. It was always there, right? Nobody spoke of it because the last government is election year. So you had the place that look dandy and like cotton candy. You understand? And I like, you see that picture you showing me there? With the people who was in government for 10 years. Asking question now. Like if there wasn't there, like they dropped from the sky or some kind of thing, I sit down on that chair.
Yeah.
This is hilarious, boy. This is hilarious. Real hilarious out there. Or let's try and watch the committee stage. Try and watch the committee stage. How people was there for 10 years asking questions.
Yeah.
I go.
All right. Yeah. It's amazing how politics work, eh? Morning. It's amazing how politics work. Morning.
Hello, Stefan. Morning.
Yeah, morning, man. Go ahead.
I looked at that issue yesterday with the presentation you got, and I used that in my Sjotion. But Sjotion made 2 damning comments yesterday, Stefan. I am ashamed to know that this man still thinking like that. Talking about he want to know if the Ministry of Agriculture, what kind of palms they bring in from foreign, if it's double palm or single palm or triple palm. You know where he's going. The double palm.
Well, boy, I didn't hear that one, but Lord Father.
Oh no, I told you I heard that. He asked that question, Stefan. That man has no shame in Palestine. And also, he asked the question is, what are they bringing in from the South American countries to assist in agriculture? I just want to know, what are they bringing? Stefan, that man is a professional. And you see those 3 statements he made in Parliament when he was there with the former Prime Minister, and these 2 questions, Stefan, that fella, I have no respect for him again. He is a shame to this country, and he wanted to be Prime Minister. I wanted him to be Prime Minister. I would have loved to see him as a Prime Minister, but I have lost all respect for that fella. All.
Okay.
And this thing about the other ministries and them, Stefan, at the end of the day, you have said it many times, everything is about management. Police service, healthcare, everything is about management. And the management in this country have been failing, Stefan.
Yeah.
Too much tit for tat with the politics. And who's suffering?
You see people?
Suffering, the people suffering. Correct.
Yeah.
And if the people decide to accept this, heaven help you in this country, Stefan. We need a whole mindset reset. Otherwise, we ain't reaching nowhere in this country, Stefan. I'm sorry.
All right. All right, my brother. Thanks. Yeah, man. I'm going again. We got about 6 minutes again to take some calls. 6 minutes? 4 minutes. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Hey, Stefan.
Yeah, morning. Go ahead.
Good morning. How are you? Yes. As almost all the callers said, right? The deficit in the budget that remained in the last. Remember, they used it for election.
Well,
Stefan, yeah, they used it out, and I am surprised that that Ministry of Housing are only asking for 25 million. They are being conservative, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but Stefan,
either that or that may have been one of the ministries whose funds was not exhausted. But they may have still had. It's based on what sort of money they still have from the allocation. So most likely, apparently, but I'm very surprised at housing. as you mentioned that, because if they have money, if they still had money in the Ministry of Housing, then houses will be used as a political tool. So I kind of surprised at that too, but go ahead.
Yes. And you know what stood out? I think it stood out to everyone, the arrogance, the arrogance of everyone. Penny is sitting there and doing her thing, but when she speaks outside, you see a different Penny. I don't want to bash her. I mean, she's a woman and stuff like that. But Stefan, you know, I will go out and someone will ask me a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this person told me or asked me it in a question. Ella has been sent on leave. So we still have a commissioner. So this sanctioning of Guerrero, he cannot pick up that post unless her term is finished. Answer that question, Stefan. I'm leaving you with that. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, no problem. Yeah, but when they sent her on leave, wasn't her term up? It was like days before the end of her term. Her term was coming to an end like in a few days, if I'm not mistaken. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
No, the Matson. No, every year for
it never does.
We hear our budget that only lasts for 3/4 of the year or a little less than 3/4 of the year. And that normally is be around $55 to $60 billion. And in the last quarter, they need an additional $3 billion or $4 billion to finish pay off for the rest of the year. So every year the minister is not making a budget for the full year, but somehow the last quarter only costs $4 or $5 billion. So what happens to the rest of billions that is supposed to have?
So then by that estimation, right? Our budget isn't supposed to be more than 20 billion.
Correct. So it's a Matson. So then the special projects costing so much money and they can't give account. And the MPs who have the experience, yesterday come like the I got your moment. Where this money went, as if to say, well, they know, so we cover up and we hide this kind of action, like they weren't the one who were responsible for the ministries and what was happening.
Yeah.
And we find ourselves in this position. So we really need to have an investigation into money spent during the year by government as to where the money is actually gone, because we the citizens are the one losing. We supposed to be in a far better place with kind of monies that have been spent over the years. We shouldn't be arguing about nothing. We should be just living up the life and enjoying ourselves. And they had nothing to worry about. So the issue come now that the next budget has come out now. We want to hear clearly where the money actually going and where it costs, and we want to see that kind of savings that we're looking for, that will benefit us in a real positive way.
All right.
What you talk about? We're going to talk next day.
Yeah, man, cool.
Have a good day.
Yeah. I'm glad the caller raised that. We had a hold up there. Hopefully I'll get to take some calls in the second hour after the interview. But I'm glad he mentioned that. So the last quarter of the year, all we need is 3 billion. But for the first 3 quarters, we exhaust 60 billion. Somebody make it make sense. Can somebody please make it make sense? All right. Keoluk. Let me tell you about Keoluk before we go to the break. So we got the Keoluk range of products, which is backed by science and has over 900 scientific research and clinical trials. It's made from aged garlic extract, which is organically grown and aged without heat to convert the harsh and unstable organosulfur compounds in garlic into odorless, non-irritating and bioavailable compounds. So you can try any of the products in the Keoluk range and be amazed at the results. The Keoluk Cleanse and Digestion is an effective supplement for supporting gut health. You also have the Keoluk Blood Pressure Health. You take that twice daily for maintaining healthy blood pressure levels. And you also have the Keoluk Cholesterol Health, the Keoluk Total Heart Health, and the Keoluk Circulation Health, all proven to be effective in sustaining healthy levels, and all include the aged garlic extract formulation. You also have the Keo Green powdered drink mix and the Keodophilus probiotics. So the Keoluk aged garlic extract, it introduces a powerful range of products that can provide the health benefits needed to live a strong life, supporting cardiovascular health, immune health, gut health, and much more. And you can pick up this range of products at pharmacies and health stores across the country, or for more information, you can WhatsApp 728-0338. That is 728-0338. I also want to remind you about Steel Force Caribbean Limited, located at number 47, lot 612 Trace in Pinal. And they are your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details, including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set at API standards. Now, they offer a wide range of services for residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. You can give them a call on 4902-771 or 399-7590. It's Steel Force Caribbean Limited, reinventing the standards on how we handle steel. All right, and finally, JNP Pest Control. So JNP Pest Control Limited are experts in all types of pest control, ranging from termites to rodents, ants, cockroaches, lawn pests, and much more. They are armed with the latest techniques and technologies, including fumigation for drywood termites. And JNP Pest Control's professionally trained staff are ready to tackle even the most difficult infestations. For a free inspection and quotation, contact them today at number 61 to 65 Covine Road in Diego Martin. You can also call the office at 227-0835 or WhatsApp them on 2508397. You can email them at jppestcontrol@hotmail.com and let them shield your home or business from pesky pests. With that, we take a break. When we come back, Voices in Blue. Team Voices in Blue is here. We'll talk to two of the members about the upcoming election of the association. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up next.
Bad hair days? Not on our watch. Shamir's herbal line grows it. Natural styles and roots it. Thinning hair, we bring it back. Shamir, 100% natural. Love your hair.
Consult Vedic astrologer Tulasi Prasad, who offers profound insights into an individual's life path and astrology journey in Trinidad and Tobago. Master can guide you with astrology and horoscope readings, love spell casting, family disputes, marriage problems, health problems, job and business problems. Master also is experienced in effective black magic removal remedies, negative energy removal remedies, reuniting loved ones, and many more. To get Master's guidance, call us now.
At +1 868 398 7547, located in Trinidad and Tobago.
Conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their two locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Beautiful color can be easy with Biogen Easy Color for women. Biogen has a gentle conditioning formula that leaves hair healthy and shiny. It's easy to apply. No stains, no drips. Biogen Easy Color for women.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So, even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Beautiful color can be easy with Biogen Easy Color for women. Biogen has a gentle conditioning formula that leaves hair healthy and shiny. It's easy to apply. No stains, no drips. Biogen Easy Color for women.
Adventure lives here, where nature inspires every step.
Set sail and explore the wonders of our islands.
Feel the rhythm of our festivals.
Joyful, vibrant, and unforgettable.
Whether you seek adventure
or tranquility, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has it all.
here days? Not on our watch. Jameer's herbal line grows it. Natural styles and roots it. Sitting here, we bring it back. Jameer, 100% natural. Love your hair.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Greetings to you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, the sweet Rose of Sharon and the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. I am Ezekiel Johnson Fort, and I am pleasured to inform you of the newest branch of the Christian Union Church, Trinidad and Grenada District, San Juan Revival Ministries. If you are desiring prayer, healing, or that closer connection to the Heavenly Father, then the place to be is at San Juan Revival Ministries. And allow me to ask you one question. Are you living a life without Jesus Christ? Do you desire freedom from spiritual bondage? Then the only solution to your problem is Him. In the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verses 28, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And this is mostly speaking to those of you who are Christians and you might not have a place to fellowship. Come. Fellowship with us at the Christian Union Church, San Juan Revival Ministries. Come, be edified and equipped by the Word of God, preached by the man of God, Senior Reverend Bishop Dave Donation. You will be empowered by the move of the Holy Spirit of the living God. Come and be comforted. If you desire to be an environment that shows compassion and care for your spiritual needs, growth, and development, then fellowship with us at number 1 Bagatelle Corner, Saddle Road, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I look forward to seeing you there, and God bless you all, and may the peace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, be with you now and always. God bless you all.
I'm Roxanne Paul, WPC, and I'm running for Secretary of our Police Association. It's time for clear communication, organized leadership, and a voice that works for you. Let's raise the standard together.
My name is Dina Brown. I am proud to stand with Team Voices in Blue as a candidate for trustee in the upcoming association elections. Our team represents more than just a campaign. We represent a movement to restore confidence, build trust, and create meaningful change with our association.
Hi, I'm 14998 Sergeant Blackman, your Team VIB, Voices in Blue candidate for Treasurer. On June 30th, vote for transparency, accountability, and financial leadership you can trust.
Hi, I'm Leah Mitchell Samuel, Woman Police Constable, Regimental 18364, Team VIB, Voices in Blue, candidate for Assistant Secretary.
I am Ronnie Gopal, candidate for Vice President for Team VIB. With years of dedicated service in law enforcement and active involvement in member welfare, I have seen real issues we face.
We are here. I am Wendell Warwick, Sergeant of Police, Regimental number 13302. I'm running for President of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Social Welfare Association with Team VIB, Voices in Blue. On election day, let's lead with purpose, fight for progress, and put the members first, always.
All right, people, so we are back on Breaking Dawn. We're 10 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And for those of you who've been watching from start, which everybody does, you all would know that the TTPS is having their upcoming election for the Social Welfare Association. And we have two members here from Team VIB, otherwise known as Voices in Blue. And I see they come in uniform, everything in blue. Yeah, boy, this thing is serious with this association, boy. So we got to my far left, Mr. Wendell Warwick, who is going up as for president of the association. And to my immediate left here, I have Mrs. Roxanne Paul, who is going up. She's the candidate for secretary. All right, and in the promo there, you would have seen some of the other candidates that are going up for different positions like treasurer, etc., and vice president, and so on and so forth. So we want to say good morning to you guys. Always a pleasure to have the TTPS on with us. All right. So where do you want to start? You want to start with the issues facing the TTPS because some of the issues that the association needs to address in a very serious manner, and we could start with the SRP issue if you want to. I understand there is an issue with the SRPs.
Yeah, good morning to Trinidad, my fellow comrades. Well, the election is a serious thing, and for far too long, the SRPs, them, has been on the ground working with us, and they are not legislatively equipped to vote in this election or be a committee member, an executive member. That is according to the law. We didn't make the law, so we can't change the law.
But who changes the law?
The parliament. It has to go through.
It has to go through a parliamentary process.
Correct.
Okay. So they have to change that to give SRPs. But the SRPs, shouldn't they have the opportunity to vote? I mean, the part of the TTPS and the association represents them, doesn't it?
Well,
do they get representation from the association?
The association are not allowed to represent them. Their association is the Commissioner of Police.
Okay.
Right?
So hold on. So the SRPs, they have, all right, just the commissioner, all right, the office of the Commissioner of Police represents them, not the association. I just want to get that clear. All right. Is there any reason why the law is set like that? To exclude them?
I can't say, but nothing is cast in stone.
Right. So those things can always be changed.
Yeah.
So what this group is advocating for is representation for the Special Reserve Police.
Correct.
Which would give them the right to cast a vote in situations like this where there's an election within the association.
They were misrepresented by prior executive.
Okay.
Right, and what we are doing is we have sent letters letting them know, and they know. They know.
Okay.
But they continue to have the SRP as a disadvantage.
Okay. All right, yeah, because I mean, in this day and age, everybody needs some level of representation by some association or the other.
Correct.
Right. Now, that's the SRP issue. You also, I remember speaking, there was an officer on some years ago, or a group that came on some years ago, with a plan for home ownership for police officers. Yeah. And I don't know where that reached. I don't know where it reached, but I know a couple years ago, there was some group that came in, or a person that came in represented a group of police officers, and they were talking about home ownership. And they came and I remember they gave a whole presentation. They had pictures of the type of housing and so on and so forth that could be made available. And no, I ain't going mad. That actually happened on Breaking Dawn. I just can't remember how far back. So it's interesting that Voices in Blue is tackling this issue because it seems to be an ongoing issue for police officers in terms of home ownership. So what is the position that the Voices in Blue take on that?
Well, Stefan, good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. What Voices in Blue plan to propose is that since 2007, the HDC has had a scheme in which they distribute houses.
Okay.
So 10% out of that, it was 60% for a random pick, 25% for another set of individuals, 5% for retirees, 10% for protective services. However, there are 5 different sectors of the protective services.
Right.
Right? So on an average, let's say they intend to distribute 100 houses.
Right.
10% of that is 10.
Yes.
Then you have 5 different protective services. So equally, then it means the Coast Guard would be getting 2, the TTPS would be 2, Defense Force 2.
Okay.
You know, so in a situation like that, what we are proposing to do is to have talks with the Minister of Housing and see if it can be accommodated in the 60% random draw for at least 15% of police officers to be included in that.
In that list?
In that random.
All right, in the random, okay.
Yes.
10% is
2 houses. 2 houses.
Yeah, I mean, 10, and this is when you say 10%, it's not 10% to the TTPS. It is 10% to protective services.
Yes.
So you got to, like you said, you got to split that in 5. When you check it like that, it really comes down to nothing. You know, it's like you know what I mean. It's like you win a lotto. If you get a home through the AGC process as a police officer, 10%, boy, I would have thought it was. I would have thought it was a little more than that.
It's not.
I thought it was like 20-25%.
No, 10% sounds big. But when you do the maths.
10% sounds big from a percentage standpoint. Yeah. But I think it's important that you break it down the way that you broke it down. Yes. If 100 houses are built, that's just 2 houses going to this group, 2 houses.
7,000.
Yeah, because 5 different arms of the protective services, so just 2. It's 10 officers basically.
That's right.
Right? 10 out of how much ever 1,000 get in a house. Right? So, okay. So that's one of the things. So you're trying to get at least 15% into that 60.
That's right.
Oh boy, I don't know, you know, this housing thing, boy, I ain't lying, you know. It dread, you know. I mean, the kind of list that I have heard HEC have before them in the amount of people. Now, I don't know if police officers or protective people in the protective services are included in those numbers. But I know the last time it was over 200,000 requests for houses. I think we had to start going up in the air, you know.
Yes.
No, we had to start doing something. I think we had to go up. You understand?
Yes, I agree.
I mean, if you go up, you could make more, well, it would be apartments. It wouldn't be housing, but you know, apartment housing, you know what I mean? Yeah. Once you have something to own, I guess, you know what I mean, it goes a long way. So that is the proposal in terms of housing.
And another thing, on the housing line, if we are successful, what they can do also, we target the new recruits. So they become homeowners early. So by the time they are ready to retire, it would be better for them because they should be finished paying off for their houses.
For their houses.
So then their pensions would be theirs to enjoy.
That's the other issue now, the pension issue as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to think if it was a police group or if it was somebody that came with a plan for the police service, you know, with these houses, you know. I'm really trying to remember, you know, but if you see the quality of the houses, I was like, Papa, you know, houses was in houses was in the $2 million bracket and that kind of thing. But it was looking good, nice lawn and thing in the front, the person come with some real good presentation, boy. I see, well, the police getting it real nice. I had to go back and research that, you know, this housing thing, but in me that I can't remember it. But you talk about enjoying your pension. I don't know if your group could elaborate on that because as we try to cover a few things as well, that pension issue for retirees seems to be a very, very big issue because I have had messages come to my phone where officers who are retired waiting, I could not believe it, over a year, sometimes 2 years, to get their pension. And what they're saying is that they submit their documents early. They're told to submit it at a specific time frame. They submit it within that time frame. They retire, and then it's like they're on their own. Yeah. Because if you don't have your pension, if it's going to take 2 years and 3 years for them to get their pension, I don't know how they survive it. I don't know if there's, I don't know. Is that something that's paid them before they get the pension? No. So
what they are doing now is giving them $3,500. That would be deducted from their pension when they finally get their pension.
Yeah, but
and the gratuity.
But if I'm getting 35, no. Okay, so what causing that delay? What, as far as you all know, what is the root cause of that delay?
That delay occurs in HR. What they are saying is that they need to classify the whole service of sick leave, and that takes a little time. So it's unbelievable, but
repeat that for me one time. They need to classify what?
The sick leaves. Make sure that they are not owing any monies to the government.
And that is what causing an officer to retire, go home, sit down for 2 years and wait on a pension?
Some 3-4 years.
And then they're getting $3,500 like you're saying until that pension is paid. So in that 3 to 4 years, I mean, I don't know how much your pension is be, but you could run through, I mean, a significant amount of money, right? And what is the age of retirement?
As a second division officer, 55. And
55.
And a first division officer.
So you're basically still are real years ahead of you.
Yeah.
But when I say real years ahead of your working years, I mean 55 now is...
You know that.
55 is not like how I used to see 55 when I was a little boy. When you hear somebody's 55 long time, it's like, oh, good, they got there just now. You know, no. No, I'm telling you. No, 55 is like, you know. So, I mean, 55, you could still, I mean, I would imagine that you want the money to enjoy your retirement years, things like that. What else? I mean, because what is there for police officers beyond retirement?
Work and more work.
Work and more work, right? So you got to actually, you're retired, but you got to go back to work.
Correct.
And when you can't get your pension, you have to bring in a salary somewhere or the other, so you got to go back to work.
Correct.
All right. So you all are working on dealing with that.
Yeah.
All right. I understand that there is also, you have a proposal there that you want to put forward to the Minister of Health?
Yes.
As it relates to the Couva
Health facility.
This is a very interesting one, the Couva Health Facility. Tell us about that.
Okay, so what Team VIB wants to propose to the Minister of Health, since the Prime Minister would have already stated that she is eagerly anticipating reopening the Children's Hospital. It's a very large facility, and it's very updated with equipment.
Right.
So what we would like to propose to the Minister of Health and the Prime Minister is that we have a special wing in that hospital dedicated to police officers. The same way Petrotrin would have had the Augustus Long Hospital for their workers and so on.
Yeah.
Because we are frontline workers. We are there, we dedicate our lives to the service, we give of ourselves. So what we expect is good treatment in return.
Right.
According to the standing orders, if a police officer falls ill on work, we have to be taken to the nearest health institution, dressed in your uniform, and then you wait as usual as anyone else there. So what Voices in Blue wants to propose, no more of that. We are kindly seeking that the Prime Minister hears our plea and gives us a wing in that Children's Hospital at Couva.
Right.
And what we can do is leave the existing facilities at the training college as a first aid resort for the trainees.
Okay.
And with this health facility and that wing, the officers would be safer, their relatives would be safer. We could extend it to the immediate relatives. We have a maternity ward in that wing, so your spouses and everybody, we get premium care. We can even move the staff from the police hospital to there.
Okay.
And x-rays, blood works, these type of things, physiotherapy, we have access to it there. Not like when you go to the police doctor and they have to write you a prescription or a referral to go pay for these things.
Right.
We have those facilities there.
Is that going to pay for it?
Yep. Yes, we do.
Okay, I didn't. Okay.
And
it's not free. Nothing in the police service is free.
this way, we can feel valued. for the work that we put out to protect our nation.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea, you know, because I understand that the facility itself, I think there's a burns unit there as well. And that burns unit was linked to, I think, Point Lisa's estate and that kind of thing to accommodate.
There's also the musculoskeletal clinic.
Right.
It was fully equipped and well thought of when it was done.
It would be, I mean, it would serve, or it would be a very good facility. I mean, in terms of officers that might get shot in the line of duty.
That's right.
Injuries like that, things like
That's
that,
right.
right?
So you rush them there.
You rush them to the cover.
Yes.
That's only start because it's a centralized place, facility.
Okay.
So that's just the start.
And then we look at other facilities in different divisions to expand.
To expand.
As we go along.
As you go along. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have you well, you haven't put it forward to the Minister of Health yet. You can't do that until you're actually elected into the association.
That's right. However, we plan to send forth letters seeking a meeting.
A meeting
with them. Minister of Housing, the Minister of Health, and also the Minister of Homeland Affairs and State.
All right.
Yes.
See what you're on the front page of the paper here, no? No, already there, no?
Yes. He will give a listener there, just like Voices in Blue.
No, he look like a fella. He look like he listens.
Yes.
He look like somebody. He appears to be, or he's always come across to me as being very approachable.
Yes, he is.
You know. Now, we also have FULs. Now, needless to say, I think the Prime Minister has made it very clear that with this the stand your ground legislation that she wants to bring, that firearm users license, once people qualify for it, they will be granted the license. We know it have a backlog, but we also know that a lot of police officers, it is amazing to me.
Like myself.
Right, it is amazing to me because I could never understand why, if you're working in the police service and you're performing your duties on a regular basis, and even if you have to serve a few years before you qualify for it, as a level of seniority or experience or whatever within the service, I can't understand why police officers get so many problems to get a legal firearm. Because I mean, I have heard instances where a legal firearm actually saved certain officers from, you know, I mean, they might have make some arrests, they might have, you know, go wrong some people, you know, that kind of thing in performing the duty. And we know how the tack back does work, man. There's tack back for you, know? And they'll tack back for the police too if they feel they're unarmed. And in some instances, you know, there were officers who, you know, luckily were armed with a FUL, and they were able to defend themselves. So, I mean, that within itself, just the duty that you all perform, the job that you have, your portfolio, in dealing with criminal elements, I thought it would have been easier for officers who handle a firearm on a daily basis to acquire one through the process. So what's the issue with that?
Well, for my inspector above, he's given a keep and carry.
A keep and carry, okay.
So we are proposing that the station commanders be given first preference in getting a firearm user's license.
Okay.
You have to be 25 years and over to acquire this. That's by law.
Right.
That's by law, right? And people might ask, but I'm a police officer, I'm a 20-year-old police officer, I'm using a firearm. But they have to remember that is under supervision.
Right.
So we're just proposing that the station commanders acquire FUL.
But let me ask you something. Do you think that if police officers, right, of a particular age or experience, are allowed to carry a legal firearm, like a keep and carry or whatever the case might be, right? You think that could help in terms of the crime situation with officers who they're armed?
Yeah, a lot.
And they're out there, not on duty, They might be off duty, but they're out there, and something occurs. Because I would imagine that if you're a police officer and you're not carrying, and you're off duty, and something happened, you run into a man with a gun. Just so, right? But if you do have a firearm, or maybe I don't know, maybe I watching too much movies, I don't know.
I guess I'm saying that Trinidad and Tobago police officers are always on the go.
Right.
Right, and I think they will engage.
Yeah. No, I think police officers, if they are armed, will engage if a crime is being committed, because they have the experience and the training to do so. I mean, I have seen videos where normal citizens who have legal firearms were sitting down, liming casually, and man coming to rob the place with a firearm, and they who don't have the kind of training that a police officer will have, put them down. They pull their firearm and they put them down. You understand? And that was the end of that, you know what I mean? So I would imagine police officers, I mean, of course, you know, there will always be people who will say, well, there's a negative side towards it. But I think the positives outweigh the negative.
Correct.
Yes, we agree.
Right? And just finally here, before we run out of time, I know that it's not just Trinidad, it's Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. So the group is, you know, putting themselves up for election here for the Social Welfare Association of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to represent officers in Trinidad and Tobago. So right. What are the shortcomings in Tobago that you all want to, or where does the gap needs to be, what are the gaps in Tobago that need to be closed? What's in store for Tobago?
Well, Stefan, we all agree that Tobago deserves equal representation, equal resources, and equal respect, right? And the things that we are lobbying for Tobago for now, most importantly, is ensuring and overseeing the construction of the Scarborough Police Station.
Scarborough Police Station?
Yes. And it's in a horrifying state.
You serious?
Yeah. Yes, Stefan. So that's the
Scarborough, boy?
Yes.
That's like Porterspin having yeah.
Yeah.
That is Scarborough talking about?
Yeah. That's right. Also a sub-office for the TTPS SWAs for Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant in Tobago there, to deal with the direct welfare access of the officers in Tobago.
Okay.
So they don't have to commute to Trinidad or probably try to deal with issues on the phone. So the association, when elected, we are proposing a sub-office in Tobago.
Okay.
One in the Central Division and one in Southern Division as well.
Oh, yeah, I hear plenty of people, not just police officers, people, it has certain services, they had to come to Trinidad to access.
That's
and
right.
That kind of thing, and, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's totally ridiculous in 2025. What? You serious?
Yes.
A pay slip? Yes. They had to come to Trinidad to get a pay slip? Yes. Nah, man. Nah, man. You serious?
Yeah, those things have to change. Those things have to change.
But we have a plan for that as well.
All right. So, people, it is Voices in Blue. We're just about out of time, but it's Voices in Blue. And, well, like I said, they have an entire team. They're going up for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Social Welfare Association elections. These elections will be held on
30th of June.
The 30th of June, people. The 30th of June. And for those of you within the TTPS that, you know, has the power to vote, of course, Voices in Blue is calling on your vote, and they have laid out some of the plans that they have in terms of improving the TTPS and the service towards the officers who give their, you know, their life service to the country, right, and the people of and the population at large. So we want to thank them for coming on, Mr. Warwick and Mrs. Paul, and we wish you all the best of luck in the upcoming election on the 30th.
Thank you.
All right. So people, stay tuned. When we come back, Satwayalo board will be with us, and well, oh gosh, I had to check to see what topic he's talking about. Yes, well, I'll check that during the break. We'll be back after this.
She leads. She protects. She serves. But does the system see her the same? Too long, her work has been undervalued. Her voice matters.
Extra duty should be paid in a timely manner.
We need to have better restroom facilities.
New, up-to-date, and functioning female uniforms.
It's time we work towards breaking the gender bias against women in the TTPS.
That changes now. Team VIB stands for Women Who Serves with Strength and Deserve to be Seen. We're fighting for fair recognition, equal opportunity, and to break the bias that still lingers. This June 30th, vote for the team that fights for you. Vote Voices in Blue.
VIB. Every badge tells a story. Every shift, a sacrifice. But who speaks for the voices behind the uniform? Vote for real representation. Vote for innovation. Vote for better working conditions. VIB listens. They're pushing for 21st century tools. They're fighting for what matters. Our safety and our sanity. Vote for those who stand with you. Vote Voices in Blue. VIB. VIB. Every badge.
Introducing Open Minds primary school lessons 100% online. Get quality education from the comfort of your home. Affordable, expert-led online tuition to help your child succeed. Register today. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or visit www.openminds.education.
Most popular psychic and spiritual healer, Master Santosh Ji, are you worried about the problems in your life? Are you facing problems in your relationship? Do you have problems in your job or business? Are you facing health issues? Then the only solution. Master Santosh Ji. He is an expert in palm, face and horoscope reading. Know your future and change the way of your life. He is expert in solving problems related to love, relationship, job, health, finance, sexual, enemy, spiritual problem, many more. He removes all negativity and gives good luck. He is specialist in getting back loved ones and ex-love back. Get an effective solution for all your problems. Call Master Santosh Ji at +1 868-384-3844. Located in all over Trinidad and Tobago.
I'm looking for a magic for this disaster of a war.
You need a master plan.
A what?
Kaleidoscope Weather Master Exterior Latex Emulsion. It stands up to our wicked sun and crazy rain. It shields against fading, protects against mildew, and is crack resistant. This paint so tough that it is tried and tested against British standards and formulated with European raw material.
Kaleidoscope Weathermaster Exterior Latex Emulsion, the premium outdoor paint that protects and shields against fading. Available at hardware and Kaleidoscope color shops nationwide.
Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, is your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set to API standards. They offer a wide range of services in residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So, give them a call at 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, reinventing the standard of how we handle steel.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Adventure lives here, where nature inspires every step.
Set sail and explore the wonders of our islands.
Feel the rhythm of our festivals.
Joyful, vibrant, and unforgettable.
Whether you seek adventure
or tranquility, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has it all.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Ready to unlock your potential? Welcome to Open Minds Education from preschool to high school. We bring expert tutoring right to your home 100%, with a stunning 450% growth in enrollment. We're transforming education with real results. At Open Minds, it's more than grades, we're building future leaders with academic and life skills. Don't wait. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or register now at www.openminds.education.com.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
All right, people, so we're back. We got Setwile aboard, joining us in just a little bit. But before we get to Set, I want to remind you about Jameson. Remember to boost your immune system with Jameson immunity products to fight off the seasonal sniffles, such as their cold fighter with Echinacea, vitamin C chews with the honey lemon flavor, and for additional support, try the delicious vitamin D3 chews and ultra strength zinc. Chew, fight, and feel amazing with Jameson, trusted vitamins and minerals. And of course, our good friends at Flow. At Flow, that's right. At Flow, their customers are their priority. So Flow's raising the bar and going all out for their customers with a commitment to be your partner that's always within reach and to provide you with a network that keeps getting better. Because you, the customers, are at the heart of everything Flow does. Everything Flow does is to ensure that they keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what. All right? So keep that rhythm flowing, man. All right? I wanted to, just before we get to Set now, boy, it have a comedy that took place, boy, at the PNM internal election on the hustings. Director, just give me the headline real quick now. All remember this headline from earlier in the week? Well, what should have been yesterday? The opposition leader, Penelope Beckles, said that the PNM quality in the parliament will beat the UNC quantity. All right. I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, right? And I want to take you to, yeah, I want to take you to a clip with Kareem Marcel on the internal election hustings as he was delivering his contribution, and it ended up being a total mess. Just a total mess. I mean, if you had to get a laugh this morning, this is the time to get your laugh before we get to set. Fellas, all right, just so the line is up here now. I say I had to share this with the people this morning. And I said it during the election. I said there are certain people only putting up in certain seats that are not strong, will not be strong in the House, neither the Senate. So when I saw that the opposition leader was talking about the PNM quality, I'm wondering, what quality is she talking about? They have a lot of green people inside there. Right, this is the clip here? All right, run it from top. This is one of the MPs that is representing the PNM in the Parliament, in the House of Representatives. And if this is the quality that the opposition leader is talking about, well, boy, this 5 years is going to be highly entertaining. Run it!
And to say that the leader too soft, and the leader too this, and the leader too that. Let me remind you that we had the most set of vicious persons against our now Prime Minister. I hold no brief for her. I don't love her. But with her frail...
It was at this moment.
Or they will get me in trouble, you know. But the point is that even with all the vicious and all the this and all the that, the compassionate old lady beat us bad. And if the last election wasn't a referendum on the type of leadership qualities that the people of Trinidad and Tobago want, I don't know if we would take note again. That was a referendum that they choose love over fight.
We will fight, we will fight, we will fight.
That they choose care over I ain't afraid nobody. They choose we over I.
I have won my seat, so I will still be there in Parliament. I will fight for Trinidad and Tobago, and this party will fight for Trinidad and Tobago.
And we are asking you to choose one PNM over all those frauds. Brothers and sisters, let us ensure that we return this seat and every seat in the People's National Movement that we had and more that we will continue to have with this team, and ensure that we ensure that whenever the election is called, that you have a PNM Prime Minister by the name of Penelope Beckers, and that you have ministers like myself, Kareem Marcel. Thank you very much. Great is the PNM! Great is the PNM! Great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.
The man say, we had the most vicious people attacking our now Prime Minister. I swear, this is a UNC into that election. The man said we have to ensure that be sure that he said that frail, compassionate old lady beat me bad at the polls. Because people choose love over viciousness. I'm glad you know that she's compassionate. But this is equality. This is equality. Hey, let me get this at my morning, boy. I give a laugh for the morning. I tell you, this 5 years is going to be real entertaining. We're going on set with the beard man.
Morning.
What trouble is this? Your beard went on a diet or something or what? What's going on? Morning, man.
I decided to take a little trim.
All right, cool, man. You're looking like
you're breaking up a little bit.
I'm breaking up a little bit. I know why.
Because the positioning of the mic.
Yeah, I know why. Chris. Yeah. You sure I don't need the thing? All right. All right, Seth. What is the topic this morning?
Good morning, good morning. So we're going to talk about ketosis versus ketoacidosis. So before we get into that, we want to first understand what ketones are. All right? So ketones is another type of fuel that the human body uses other than glucose. All right? In fact, many would say it's an alternative source of fuel that the human body uses when either the body can't use glucose or your glucose levels are depleted, whether it's through exercise or through diabetic strategies or starvation. So the body would take fat and through the liver will convert fat into ketones to fuel the body. Ketones are capable of crossing the blood-brain barrier, so it can fuel your brain and other important organs that many would have thought could only have been fueled by glucose. All right? Now, ketones is a good way, or getting your body in a state of ketosis is a good way of losing fat. In fact, when you're trying to lose weight, as you mentioned before, when I mentioned previously on a couple segments back with regards to obesity, getting your body in a state of ketosis, or what you might call nutritional ketosis, all right, is ideal for fat loss. All right, keep in mind that what fat is basically stored energy waiting to be used. So you have energy that is stored as fat that is waiting to be used. All right, so getting yourself in a state of ketosis, you need to have your energy levels, your insulin levels need to be low in order to activate that state. So, and that's a very interesting thing, eh? Because if your insulin levels aren't low, remember insulin is released by the pancreas in response to sugar, all right? So if you're consuming a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, your insulin levels are going to be higher. And therefore, the body is not going to convert your fat into ketones. So when it comes to fat burning, that would be difficult if your insulin levels are high. So you need to get your insulin levels low in order to trigger the liver to convert fat into ketosis. And a couple times in the past, I've looked at with insulin and glucagon. So when insulin levels are low, your glucagon levels are higher, and that trigger the body to convert fat into ketones. So what are the differences between ketosis and diabetic ketoacidosis? All right, now, I think it was last year, year before, we looked at with the suffix cis, all right? So it just means a state. So ketosis is being in a state where ketones become the main source of fuel. Diabetic ketoacidosis, right? Ketoacidosis is a state where ketones are the main source of fuel, but it also puts your body or your blood in an acidic state. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I am going to pull up a chart to show you all what this looks like. All right? Let me know if you all are seeing the screen.
Yeah.
Here, just a comparison.
Yeah,
All right.
inside.
So we have here ketosis versus ketoacidosis. So it says here in ketosis, a metabolic state characterized by raised levels of ketone bodies in the body, tissues due to the consequence of a diet that is low in carbohydrates, right? When it comes to ketoacidosis, a feature of uncontrolled diabetes characterized by a combination of ketosis and acidosis. All right, that's what they call it, ketoacidosis. All right. So, in a state of ketoacidosis, your insulin levels are high, your blood sugar level is high, but your body cannot use them, cannot use the sugar. So therefore, the body, even though in the presence of glucose, in the presence of sugars, your cells are still starving, even though there is sugar. All right? So the body now has to produce another or alternative fuel to feed your cells, because even though the body has an energy source, the cells can't use it. And of course, if people remember what diabetes actually is, type 2 diabetes is called insulin-resistant diabetes. And then you also have type 1 diabetes, where the pancreas is not producing enough insulin.
Right.
So there is sugar in your blood, but then you don't have the transportation mechanisms to working effectively to get that sugar into your cells. All right? Let's scroll down a bit more. It says that ketosis is a natural condition, so this is very natural. In fact, this is the state I am always in. So my body is always in a state of ketosis.
Right.
Right? Ketoacidosis is a disease condition that has to be treated immediately. Why? Because blood sugar levels are increasing, and as we understand, the more sugar you have in your blood is the more glycation would take place, the more acid would be accumulating in your bloodstream, and that is not good. So what happens with people with diabetic ketoacidosis? Their blood pH starts dropping. Keep in mind, the natural pH of the human body stays between 7.35 and 7.45, but in a state of diabetic ketoacidosis, it can start to drop to 7.3 and under. All right, and that is very dangerous. You don't want, even though that is still in the slightly alkaline category, it's still closer to neutral. And then, of course, if you go below 7, that is acidic, so usually you'll end up dead at that stage. And of course, you don't want that happening. It says it occurs with the consumption of low-carb diets. That's for ketosis. So on a low-carb diet, or in my case, a no-carb diet, all right, you would hit a state of ketosis, which is fine, right? And in ketoacidosis, it occurs in diabetic patients. So this usually happens to diabetic people, all right? And it says here, low blood glucose levels. And when, of course, with people with ketoacidosis, they have high blood glucose levels.
Yeah.
All right? So that's the difference there with ketosis and diabetic ketoacidosis.
Right.
When it comes to weight loss and even maintaining proper health, I would recommend trying to be in a state of ketosis. But a lot of people are unaware of factors involving in triggering or activating ketosis and keeping it there. All right? Now, in diabetic ketoacidosis, your bicarbonate levels are low. Keep in mind, bicarbonate, one of the main bicarbonates is sodium bicarbonate, and that is utilized by the body in keeping the blood pH or maintaining homeostasis, where it keeps the blood pH levels between the 7.35 and 7.45.
Okay.
All right? So usually that's supposed to read around 22 to 28 millimoles per deciliter in a healthy individual. All right? But for people with diabetic ketoacidosis, that can drop to under 15. Some people even drop to around 5 or below, which is very, very dangerous, because that's the mechanism in which your body needs in order to neutralize acidity. And if that level is quite low, you're going to be in a problematic state, because your body can't neutralize acidity as it should. Of course, the main fuel with regards to sodium, with regards to bicarbonate, is sodium bicarbonate, the main component of it, and that has a lot to do with sodium chloride, which of course is salt. So salt plays an important role with regards to helping to avoid this condition.
Right.
But of course, understanding nutrition and having a diet that is properly coached would play a big, big role, and this is what we do here at Seth Wires Holistic Health Clinic. So we get you in a state of ketosis, which is the healthy position to be in. As you know, we specialize in reversing diseases, and more so because a lot of people that come to us, because it's one of the most prevalent diseases in Trinidad, is diabetics.
Diabetes,
right?
yeah.
Right? So a lot of people come to us for diabetes, because diabetes is one of the first major diseases that people get when their diet is off.
Right.
Right? So it's not that we only deal with diabetes, we deal with all diseases, but diabetes is simply the most prevalent one in the country to date.
Right.
All right? So understanding nutrition plays a key role. And something I just want to mention, by the way, is we also have to understand that when you have certain conditions, when you have certain health conditions, we need to understand when the body is healing. Remember, what I do at Seth Wires Holistic Health Clinic is we don't mask symptoms. right? We don't mask symptoms. That's the medical word for that. They put you on medicine to mask the symptoms so you get that false sense of security. We deal with root cause. So dealing with root cause, so let's say you have glycation taking place on a molecular level where you have the sugar attaching to your DNA, RNA, and so forth that is causing genetic mutations that can cause health issues. When you are repairing the body, your body has to fix that. Now, how your body would fix a gene or RNA or anything like that that is incorrectly operating, it has to first get rid of it by either breaking it down or excreting it out of the body. Now, when that is happening, depending on the conditions that individuals might have, that is not going to feel good. So, you might feel worse before you feel better. Right?
Yeah.
Because some people might come to me with conditions that they suffer from for decades. A very, very important part of the healing process is consistency, commitment, and patience. You have to do the right thing and stick to doing the right thing and allow the body to go through the process of healing. Some people would come to me and want to heal with absolutely no form of discomfort whatsoever, right? And that there, to me, is problematic.
Right.
That there is very problematic. You want to heal with no... Think about it this way. If you break a limb, right? So you have a broken bone. Let's say a thigh bone, right? You break that bone. So that bone is now broken. It's not in the right place, all right? When you break a limb, you would put yourself in a position to feel comfortable with that broken limb, right? So then when the ambulance come, you're like, this is why they'll tell you in first aid, you don't move the person because you get yourself in a comfortable position so you won't feel the pain. But to fix that bone, Stefan, that is not going to be a painless process. In fact, it's going to be more painful to try to set that bone in the right place, than the pain that broke it in the first place.
Yeah, yeah.
So a lot of people want to heal, but they expect absolutely no discomfort or to feel better. Or to feel better.
Discomfort,
right?
Discomfort comes with healing.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, when you get some kind of discomfort, it also tells you that something is taking place.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It also tells you that something taking place. All right? So, and if I even put it in another analogy, if you're building a home or doing some kind of construction work and somebody builds things wrong, right? And the home is complete, but it has things wrong. To fix that, it is more difficult because you now have to break down the structure and try to do repairs. It is harder to repair something than to build it right in the first place.
In the first place, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So people need to understand that you need to make a commitment to your own health. But a lot of people have been spoiled by the healthcare system that currently operating, which, as I noticed this morning, we have a very high budget for one of the most ill-functioning system in this country. The healthcare system.
The healthcare system,
right?
yeah.
The most amount of money is allocated to a system that is ineffective, right? And that's our fault because we gravitate to that. We like that. We like getting our symptoms masked, and then when a major health issue come along, we find some way of convincing ourselves that it is a test from God.
Yeah.
That is what we try to convince ourselves of, not knowing that we have created this situation and circumstance on our own. All right? Because we don't want to do what it takes to actually heal. So when I tell people, when you come in by me, be serious. Right? Be serious. All right? Because I truly like to help people and I like to see people heal. But don't expect to heal with no discomfort.
Yeah,
right? Everything in life change.
The path,
you have to be in an uncomfortable position to even change.
Yeah. Well, we're out of time, but the path to recovery and the path to success, the road to success and the path to recovery is always difficult.
Yeah.
There is no loopholes. There is no easy way out. It is a road of consistency, and you have to be dedicated to whatever you're doing. If you know, it gets tough, and that's the problem. People don't like hard times. They want everything easy.
But hard times produce strong people.
That's
That's
well
the
said.
thing.
Well said.
Hard times produce strong people. Right?
So-
easy times produce very weak people. Just to let
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Easy
yeah,
times
yeah.
produce weak people.
That's right.
Right?
So I tell you what, we want to encourage you to, you could give Seth a call, you could find out more about the services that he offers. You could give him a call on 761-1952. That is 761-1952. Or you could WhatsApp him on 279-3935. Those are the two numbers that you will get him on. Seth, I want to thank you this morning, man, again.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, same here, man.
Right.
And
All right, so see you next week.
Yeah, man. With that, people, Seth looking about 20 years younger, boy. You look like you now leave school. We're going to take our final break this morning. Very short one. Come back with the birthdays. Stay tuned. We taking the final break?
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
All right, people, so we're back. I have a little package here as we get to the birthdays. As a matter of fact, the first birthday is a happy birthday to me. My birthday is tomorrow, eh? God, boy, that real serious picture, boy. God, boy, what's it? Why so serious? Happy birthday to Stefan, our best morning host at Breaking Dawn in Trinidad and Tobago. May God continue to bless you with many more years of good health and happiness. Thank you for bringing it real to Trinidad and Tobago. We love watching you every morning with our cup of tea or coffee from Lisa and the Magnificent Seven family. So Lisa and the Magnificent Seven family, thanks a lot. And yeah, I appreciate those birthday greetings, man. One day early, but nevertheless. So let me see what happened here as I go through the birthdays. Let me see. Them fellas tell me, they say, open that in your car, eh, brother, man. And then I say, well, I go down and open it now. They close the door, yes? Let me see this now, eh? Why you open this way? Wait, eh? Hold on. First, I don't get nothing for Christmas and my birthday. First, nobody don't buy nothing for me. I don't even know how to open anything. Got the blue wire? You sure it's the blue wire? Take care, it's the green, you know. Wait, now you open this and through. Oh, that's not. I'm gonna go down. All right, that's not. I figure in how to cut here. If what? I like a child, you know. Ooh, it's in a gift bag, that's now. Let me see if I can squeeze it out. Is it alcohol? It looking like one of those bags, you know, gentlemen. Hold on. All right. The rest is the little packaging. That's all. Let me see what I get here. Ooh, this bottle looking sexy, boy. Vodka, boy. Lisa, you know, I mean Lisa. I'm Nalini. Sorry, yes, Lisa said the birthday greeting. All right, Nalini. Well, Nalini is the name on the box. I want to thank you for this bottle of Russian standard vodka. This looking like this looking like this looking like some good vodka. This drinking over the weekend for sure. Bottle will be cracked. I tell you what, thank you. All right, yeah, vodka, that's my thing. That's a vodka, man. All you know that. You see, that's when you're paying attention. They know how to drink vodka. So thanks a lot to Nalini and whoever else played a hand in sending me this lovely gift. I will, don't worry, I will consume it. I will enjoy it. I will have a time with it. All right? Nice. So thanks a lot. All right, so happy birthday going out to Winston Sinanan. May you have a blessed and safe day. This greeting is coming from your mom, Ninti Sinanan, family and friends, and do enjoy your special day. That's Winston, man. All the Geminis. And it really, we do have split personalities, eh? We have the good and the bad side. We have the sane and the mad side. Morning, Mr. Stefan. I would like to wish May Osborne a happy birthday on Thursday. Well, okay. She'll be celebrating her birthday on Thursday the 19th, but we won't be on the air, so we'll give her the birthday shout now. Coming from her daughter, Gio, her sisters, Denise and Kim, her brothers, Sean and Ray, and the extended Osborne and Calder family. Also, I wish you, Stefan, a happy birthday on Wednesday. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. All my June people, all the Geminis, greatest. I would like to wish my mom, Pinky, a very happy birthday and many more years to come. From Vera, her daughter, Varun, her son, Peyton, her granddaughter, and Arnold, her son-in-law. We love you very much. Her birthday is today, the 17th. Happy birthday going out to you, Pinky. Also, I want to wish my beautiful wife, Amber, a very happy birthday. She celebrates it today, coming from her husband, Ryan, mom, Sandra, and children, Renice and Avery, letting her know we love her dearly. Hope she has a great day. Amber, happy birthday to you. Enjoy it. Which part that is, boy? Huh? That is down Shaka Cabana, or? Could be, you know. I feel like down Shaka Cabana. Yeah. Chris ain't go no. Chris don't go out. We want to wish Elliot a happy 8th birthday, coming from Lazina and Amadat from Aruka. All right, your parents, Priscilla, your parents, Priscilla, Gwidson from New York, your 5 siblings, your niece and nephew, and the brother-in-law love you. May God bless you and wish you many more to come. Hope you have a great day and stay safe. Happy birthday. So that is Elliot. And finally, we want to wish our dad a happy belated Father's Day. He is the best, and happy birthday to our mom. She is so loving, and she's such a loving and caring person. We love them both so much. All right, and this is coming from their sons, Josh, Luke, and the rest of the family. All right, nice one. So happy birthday to you guys, and happy belated happy birthday to mom, and happy belated Father's Day to the father. All right, so people, that's it for today. And tomorrow will be my birthday, but we have a packed show tomorrow, so I don't know if we'll have time for calls, because we got the TTPS. We have Behind the Badge. We also have Pastor John on us in the second hour as well. So hopefully I'll get time to take a few calls in between. But I'll try to keep it as tight as possible tomorrow. All right, so enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It is the last day before the weekend. This is the last day for Breaking On for this week as we enter the long weekend. And of course, we'll be back on Monday to start jamming and take us on to the end of June into July, where at the beginning of July, from the 2nd of July to the 9th of July. Breaking Dawn will be live from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, so you can make sure and check us there. All right, you can check out the show from St. Vincent from the 2nd to the 9th of July. Vincy Mas is definitely on, the hottest carnival in the Caribbean, and we will be there. All right, Hard Luck Director, well, you just be here. Chris and I will be there. You will be here. Chris and I will be there. All right, people, we out for today. Goodbye.
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.